From the Pickerington Community Theater Studios in Pickerington, Ohio, it's
PCT Radio.
Brought to you commercial-free by PCTshows.com. That's PCTshows.com. Join us for an episode of the Inspector Quoissant series. When we last checked in on our beloved American inspector, he was in the throes of hunting down the Eiffel Jewels, a rare set of precious stones stolen from a French museum. Now we find our beloved American detective thrust into another mystery. Soon you will meet Police Sergeant Pepe Poupon, Jaques Francois, nightclub owner, Monique Lulique, talented jazz singer, Angelique O'Hare, American jazz singer, Pierre LeBonne, nightly customer, and, of course, the one and only Inspector Quoissant. I give you the Deadly Paris Blues. Our story begins at Club Paris Blue. The talented Miss Monique Lulique is about to perform.
There's a city outside of Paris, and it's called Toulouse, and we can live like vagrants and do what lovers do. We can go to parties outside the Louvre. I wanna walk down the streets of Paris and say, play bon to you. Midnight, midnight in Paris. I wanna run wild with you. There's a street outside of Paris called the Rue des Roses, and we can chase the night lights and sleep the day away. We don't need much money. We're taking boat rides over the Seine. We go to Bel watch French plays, midnight in Paris, never the same. Never the same. Never. Midnight, midnight in Paris. I wanna run wild with you.
Oh, merci, merci. You are also wonderful. You are too kind. Well, Jaques, what did you think of my new song?
As usual, my dear, you brought the house down. Oh, should be good for business.
Good for business? Should be great for business. Without me, Paris Blue would be nothing. All you would have without me is that second-rate singer Angelique. Business has been wonderful since I've been back.
Angelique is a fine singer. She has a space together when you deserted us 2 years ago.
Bah! Angelique. I spit on Angelique. She didn't bring in the crowds like I do. Besides, Jaques, I had to leave. I had to go somewhere where my career could blossom. People love me wherever I go. They call me the beautiful, the talented Monique. And now that I'm back, the club is doing better than ever. Ugh. Here comes Angelique now to perform. Oh, hello, Angelique. My, don't you look nice tonight? It's a wonderful audience. They loved my new song. Well, I must go to my dressing room.
She is so infuriating. Jaques, I'm just about ready to go on stage.
Fine. Just make sure you...
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, Pierre.
Oh, you just missed Monique's performance, Pierre.
That is okay, Jaques. I'm happy to listen to this wonderful woman right here, the lovely Angelique.
Oh, Pierre, you say that every night. It's just so frustrating having to follow her. It's bad enough I'm barely getting by wondering how I'll pay for food and rent, and then having to follow in her shadow. But then I guess you can understand my disdain. How is your brother, by the way?
As well as can be expected. Losing a love is one thing, but the business failing...
Say no more. I understand. He went through a tough time thanks to her.
Say, Angelique, isn't that your friend back to see you again?
Friend? What friend?
The man who comes in to see you. Always sits way back in the corner where it's dark. I've seen you talk to him, so I assume he is a friend.
Oh, him? he's just
Asia, you're up in just a moment. Tonight, try walking off the stage and working as a crowd a little more. Gives them a real face-to-face experience. Gives them that, je ne sais quoi.
Right. Give me just a minute. I want to run and touch up my makeup.
That was a typical night at Club Paris Blue. The night Inspector Quoissant and Sergeant Poupon became involved, however, things started out quite differently.
Monique! Has anyone seen Monique? She's due to go on. Oh, hello, Pierre. Have your seat, your usual?
Good evening, Jaques. The usual. Sounds like Monique is up to her same old tricks again.
Yes, well, yeah.
All too well. I see Angelique's mysterious friend has come back out of the shadows tonight. and is at the bar for a change.
No, it was strange. He coming in to ask for Angelique. When he told him she was not in, he would not have it. He gruffly sat down and he's been there ever since. Didn't even order a drink. He just kept looking around.
Keep your eye on him, Jaques. He always seemed strange to me. And why would anyone wear an oversized trench coat in the middle of the summer?
Oh, here comes Angelique now. Oh, Angel, that man at this bar has been waiting to meet you. Are you finally going to introduce us to your mysterious friend?
Oh, him? Why, no, I don't really know him. He's just an acquaintance. We just happened to meet one day at the,
Go see him, but be careful.
Aye, Captain.
Monique, finally, where have you been? You're 10 minutes late to go on. People are getting restless.
Oh, Jaques. It's silly, Jaques. I had things that I was doing. Besides, everyone knows I'm worth waiting for.
Monique, I'm getting very, very tired of your self-centeredness. When I say be here on time, I mean be here on time.
How dare you tell me what to do? I am the star of this club. I will come when I am ready to come. Remember what happened when I was away? You and this place are just lucky that I came back at all.
Lucky! You have some nerve speaking to me like that. You just remember.
That night, the arguing between Jaques and Monique went on and got very heated. It drew the attention of quite a few customers, as the inspector later discovered. Meanwhile, during their argument, Angelique was having a different conversation of her own.
Hey, Johnny, why did you sit at the bar tonight? We agreed I would always meet you in a less noticeable part of the club. People will get suspicious.
Don't worry. People may be more suspicious that I always sit in a dark corner. Anyway, I came here for one purpose tonight.
Okay, Johnny. Were you able to get in touch with your contact in the French police? Do you have the, items?
Yes, he gave me all the information I needed. I have everything we discussed. Do you have the money?
Johnny, you know I don't have it. Like I told you, I wouldn't have it until I try to pass the goods. I promise I'll get it, Johnny. I'm good for it. So why don't we sit for a while and have a drink together?
Don't play that game with me. I hate it when women play that game. Just show me where to put the goods and I'll be gone. And get the money. I'll be back to collect it later. You better have it.
Yes, Johnny, I will. Just come with me to my dressing room and we can stash the stuff there.
All right.
Angel, Monique. Get out! Yeah? You're supposed to go on 15 minutes ago.
Will do, Jaques. I'll check her dressing room. Monique? Monique? Are you in there? Monique? Ah! Oh my God, Monique! Johnny, I think she's dead!
I have to go.
Oh my God! Johnny, wait! Come back! Oh my God! What do I do? Oh my God! I'd better go get Jaques! Jaques!
What, Angel, customers? Is Monique coming up?
Jaques! Something awful has happened. It's Monique. Jaques, you just have to come see.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Jaques, look! I think Monique is dead!
Oh, mon Dieu! Jacques, don't call the police.
Jaques, I can't believe this happened. What are the police gonna think? Look at the knocked over wine glass. It looks like she was drinking and dropped the glass. What if they think one of us poisoned her? I can't go to prison, Jaques. What are we gonna do?
Angelique, pull yourselves together. The police aren't going to blame you. Now, you do what I tell you and go call the police.
Okay, Jaques.
Shortly after Angelique found Monique's body on the dressing room floor, the French police arrived. Shortly after, Inspector Quoissant and Sergeant Poupon arrived on the scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, folks. I need everyone to clear the room, please. Sergeant Poupon and I will take it from here. Thank you for what you've done so far. Mr. Francois, will you stay behind, please?
Yes, Inspector.
Mr. Francois, is there somewhere we could talk?
You can go to my office.
Thank you, Mr. Francois. Now, were you the first one to discover Miss Lulique's body?
No. One of my other singers, Angelique, discovered her. She and a friend of hers came by to check on Monique because she was due to be on stage. After Angelique discovered the body, she came to greet me. We came back into the dressing room together.
And what happened to this friend that Miss O'Hare was with?
He did not come with Angelique to bring me back here. I assume he left.
I see. So Miss O'Hare could have been alone when she discovered the body?
Yes. Maybe. I do not know. You will have to ask her.
Miss O'Hare and Miss Lulique were both singers here at the club, correct?
Yes. Monique has been with me as my star performer for 6 years, except for a 2-year period when she left the club to go work elsewhere. Angelique has been with me the last 5 years.
Was Miss O'Hare with you during those 2 years that Miss Lulique was away?
Yes, she took over as the lead performer.
So she was the star for a couple of years, and then Miss Lulique came back and took back the spotlight. I see. How was the relationship between Miss O'Hare and Miss Lulique? Did they get along?
Yeah, of course they got along. They are both professional. What are you implying, Inspector?
Nothing. I was merely wondering how Miss O'Hare felt having to play second fiddle to Miss Lulique after having a couple of years of being a star.
Yes, I am sure I do not know. You will have to ask Angelique herself. Inspector, if that is all, I need to get back inside. I have a business to run.
Fine. Oh, and Mr. Francois, one last thing. How was business when Miss Lulique was away at the other club?
We struggled a little, but the man should get by. Any club suffers when the star leaves, and the way she left, any man might struggle. As I said, Inspector, I have to get back inside. Good night.
Inspector, did it seem like Monsieur Francois was more upset about Monique leaving his club than what he wanted to admit?
Yes, it did, Pepe. I think there's more to Miss Lulique leaving this club than Mr. Francois wanted to tell us. But I think we also need to talk to Miss O'Hare.
I'll call for her. Miss O'Hare, the inspector would like to talk to you.
Yes, Inspector?
Miss O'Hare, come sit down, please. Make yourself comfortable.
What can I do for you, Inspector?
Well, Miss O'Hare, you can tell me, how did you come to work at Paris Blue?
Oh, gosh. Well, I was living in America, working at any club I could find who would pay me to sing. I seemed to be going nowhere. About 5.5 years ago, I got the opportunity to come to France. I thought it would be a chance to start over, maybe make a career of singing here. I worked at a couple of clubs, but nothing was permanent. And then I met Jaques. He happened to be at a club where I was singing. He approached me after the show and asked if I would come sing at his club. He took me under his wing and gave me a job, and I've been here ever since. He's so wonderful.
Sounds like you have a lot of affection for Mr. Francois.
What? Why, no more affection than someone would have for her boss who made it possible for her to have a roof over her head and a steady job.
I see. So what was her relationship like with Miss Lulique?
Monique? Oh, we got along fine. She was the star of the club. So much talent. How could I not admire her?
But you took over the spotlight when Miss Lulique left to work elsewhere, correct?
Oh, you know about that. Well, yes, I was the headliner during that time.
And so how did you feel when Miss Lulique came back and took back her stardom?
It was tough, but it's all part of the job.
Isn't it? Now tell me how you discovered the body.
I was in the club. Jaques and Monique had been having an argument, and Monique left to go to her dressing room. I had been talking to someone, a friend, who came to see the show, when Jaques asked me to check in Monique's dressing room to see if she was ready to come out to perform. I knocked on the door, and there was no answer, so I let myself in. And there she was, just lying on the floor, dead! I ran to get Jaques, and we came back to the room together, and then I called the police.
Was anyone else with you?
Oh, why, no, I was alone.
Well, Mr. Francois mentioned a man came back here with you shortly before Miss Lulique's body was found.
Oh, him? He was just a friend who wanted to see my dressing room, but he left before I went to check on Monique.
Well, thank you, Miss O'Hare. That'll be all for now. Pepe, were you able to take care of everything in Miss Lulique's dressing room?
Oui, everything went smoothly. What now, Inspector?
Let's go back inside the club and look the place over. Maybe ask around to see if someone noticed anything unusual this evening. Mr. Francois, do you mind if we look the place around, talk to a few people?
As you wish, Inspector.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Inspector Quoissant, and this is Sergeant Poupon. Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Fine. Jaques told me what happened to Monique. Such a shame. I am Pierre LeBonne.
Mr. LeBonne. Do you come to Paris Blue often?
I am here almost every night.
I see. And what do you do for a living, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I used to help my brother run his nightclub not too far from here, but now I am retired.
Mr. LeBonne, did you see anything or hear anything unusual earlier this evening?
As a matter of fact, Monique and Jaques did have a rather bad fight. Monique was, how can I say, very fond of herself. She didn't always like Jaques telling her how and when to perform. Jaques was fed up with her selfishness, and they argued.
Did Mr. Francois leave the club after their argument?
Not right away. Angelique eventually came out to talk to him, and they went backstage together.
How well do you know Monique?
I knew her in a professional manner. I had watched her perform here, then she left Paris Blue for a couple of years and worked for my brother's club in St. Cloud.
See. And when she left your brother's club, she came back here. Was your brother upset?
Yes, she left to come back here. It hurt my brother's business, but he will be okay.
Okay. Did you notice anything else here in the club tonight that caught your attention?
Angelique had a friend that comes to the club often. He usually sits in the dark corner and talks to her, but not for very long. This evening he was sitting here at the barn wearing a trench coat, even though it was quite warm out, waiting for Angelique.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Mr. LeBonne. Pepe, I would like to talk to Miss O'Hare again.
I will go find her.
Mr. Francois, I need to ask you about the argument between you and Miss Lulique earlier this evening. What were you arguing about?
The usual things. I told her I was tired of her only thinking of herself, and she got angry and she yelled about how she is the star of the show and I would be nothing without her.
How did you react to that?
I was annoyed, of course. Women like with these big egos are irritating. But it did not make me want to harm her. If that's what you are implying.
Oh, I wasn't implying anything. Merely asking.
Inspector, pardon-moi. I cannot find Miss O'Hare, and her dressing room is almost empty. It looks like she may have left in a hurry and does not intend to come back.
Mr. Francois, do you know anything about this?
Leaving the club permanently? Why would Angelique leave the club? She has been very happy. I know nothing about it.
Miss O'Hare packing up her things from her dressing room and leaving in a hurry is quite suspicious. Pepe, get over to Miss O'Hare's apartment as soon as you can.
Right away, Inspector.
Oh, Angelique.
What was that, Mr. Francois?
Nothing.
What was your relationship with Miss O'Hare? When she spoke about you earlier, she had a great tenderness for you. But now she has left in a hurry. You can see how that would be odd.
All right. Angelique and I, we were very close, intimate. When Monique found out, she was very jealous and somehow managed to work her way into the middle of our relationship. It wasn't very long before I ended things with Angelique. I began seeing Monique. Angelique took it hard, but stayed on at the club and continued to work.
Yet another reason for Miss O'Hare to perhaps want to see Miss Lulique, shall we say, out of the way?
I never said Angelique wanted to hurt her. You are jumping to conclusions. Angelique would never hurt anyone.
All right, Mr. Francois. I was merely observing. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening.
After his conversation with Jaques, the inspector went to Angelique's apartment, where he met up with Sergeant Poupon outside.
Pepe, have you seen Miss O'Hare?
Not yet, Inspector.
Well, let's go over some facts about this case while we're waiting. What do we know so far? Let's start with Mr. Francois, club owner.
Oui, Jacques Francois. I had Miss Lulique and Miss O'Hare to sing in his club and had affairs with both women. Was upset when Monique left his club to go to another. But is that really motive for murder?
We will see. And Mr. LeBonne?
Pierre LeBonne. He used to run a nightclub with his brother, but now spends all of his time at Paris Bleu. Seems to know Monique on a professional level only.
Okay. And lastly, Miss O'Hare.
Angelique O'Hare came to this club to sing. Fell in love with Monsieur Francois. Played, second fiddle to Miss Lulique, and has a mysterious friend who visits the bar quite often and may have been with her when the body was discovered. Inspector, look! It's Miss O'Hare and the man hurrying into her apartment building. That man with her. There is something familiar about him. I cannot quite put my finger on it.
Yes, we need to look further into Miss O'Hare's mysterious friend. Let's talk to the both of them. Good evening, Miss O'Hare.
Oh, Inspector! Sergeant!
May we come in?
I guess so.
Thank you. Now, Miss O'Hare, you packed up your things from the club quite in a hurry. Are you planning on going somewhere?
Oh, that I'm planning on taking some vacation to go visit my family in America.
Funny, you never told Mr. Francois.
Oh, well, I was going to tell him tomorrow. I just hadn't had a chance to talk to him yet. And with what happened to Monique tonight...
I spoke to Mr. LeBonne tonight, and he informed me that you were with a strange man that you took backstage just before Miss Lulique's demise. He also mentioned this man has been in the club a few times, usually in a dark corner, and the two of you have talked on these occasions.
What? Oh, that rat. That man was just a friend wanting to see the show, and he wanted to meet Monique, so I took him backstage.
Smells a bit fishy to me.
Oh, really? Well, since everyone is spilling the dirt on each other, let me tell you that Monique was having an affair with Jaques, and then left him to sing at Pierre's Brothers Club, and had an affair with him. When she left Pierre's Brothers Club, it broke his heart and ruined his business. Pierre has been bitter about it and angry at Monique ever since. Sounds like a good motive for murder to me.
Maybe so, but right now I'm more concerned with your suspicious friend and you leaving the club in a hurry. And... Pepe, check out that noise.
Oui, Inspector.
Get your bloody hands off me!
Monsieur.
I resist that! What do you think you are?
Inspector, I found this man trying to climb out the bedroom window with this duffel bag. And I remember where I've seen him before. He knows one of the other French policemen. I have seen him around the station before. The other policeman told me that this man used to work in a security position in London.
Johnny!
Let's go with me. You have no right to hold me.
I'm guessing, Miss O'Hare, that this is the friend who's been meeting you at Paris Blue, and the one you took backstage with you to see Miss Lulique. Mr...
Oh, just Johnny.
Okay, Johnny. What were you doing trying to climb out of Miss O'Hare's window? And what's in the bag?
Those are just some of his belongings, Inspector. I'm sure he wasn't trying to sneak out the window. He was probably just getting some fresh air.
Oh, she's lying. This is her bag. She was paying me to bring it to her.
Inspector, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Drop the act, Miss O'Hare. Open the bag.
No.
Miss O'Hare, I said open the bag.
Fine.
Well, well, well. What have we here? The missing museum jewels. I had a suspicion.
How did you know?
I can answer that.
Oh my God, Monique! I don't understand. You aren't dead?
No, I am not dead. I was pretending to be dead to help the inspector catch the jewel thief.
I don't understand.
Oh, my dear Angelique. You see, several weeks ago, I noticed your friend, Johnny, coming into the club and trying to be inconspicuous. He always looked suspicious, sitting in the dark, not wanting to be seen. You would talk to him, looking nervous, sometimes taking him backstage. So one night, I followed the two of you and I saw you take a package from him and hide it in your dressing room. Then I remembered reading in the newspaper about a man who worked as security for the Tower of London, who had mysteriously disappeared from the country after some items had been stolen from a nearby museum and had made their way to Paris. The description in the paper reminded me of your friend. So I called the inspector in case there might be a connection. When he told me he was working on a case of missing jewels, I became suspicious of the package you were trying to hide. So we worked out a plan. I pretended to be poisoned so the inspector would have a reason to search the club and talk to you. Luckily, Sergeant Poupon caught Johnny just as he was escaping with the jewels.
Oh, I hate you! I hate you, Monique! I've always hated you. You stole Jaques from me. You stole the limelight from me when you came back like you never left. You left me almost penniless and desperate for money. You leave a trail of destruction everywhere you go. I wish I had killed you. Inspector, it's not my fault. I've spent my whole life being second best, barely having enough to get by. The 2 years Monique was gone, things were better. Having some of the things I've dreamed of. When she came back, I just couldn't go back to being penniless. I would have money again once I sold the jewels and gave that second-rate London security cop Johnny his cut. But you ruined it all, Monique. I hate you.
Sergeant Poupon, Take Miss O'Hare and her friend to the station and contact Scotland Yard. You're both under arrest. Miss Lulique, thank you for all your help.
My pleasure, Inspector. It's the most excitement I've had in a very long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the case of the Deadly Paris Blues. Please join us again next time for another episode of the Inspector Quoissant series, brought to you by PCTshows.com. Yes, that's PCTshows.com. Good night.